Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Iwa Saipulo. I am 6th semester student of English Education Department, Siliwangi University, and now I would like to share my learning experience of critical language awareness course due to fulfill CLA final examination task. Okay, talking about CLA, of course, it should be critical and aware to the language. Why? Because the language is never neutral. Language always contains power and identity. And in this course, we learn deeper about language and its functions. Why do we say this? Why don't we say that? Because after learning CLA, we can choose the language that have more power and show our identity. And in teaching CLA, the strategies are employed by the lecturer is effective enough, but confusing at the beginning because we should analyze a random sentence that we think it didn't have any meaning. But meeting by meeting, we have formed some groups consist of 4 until 6 students to have group discussion. We list utterances that commonly used in classroom context. We analyze it as a group, and then we should classify the utterances based on the stages of learning activity. And there are pre-activity, core activity, and then post-activity. And then we should analyze the utterances based on the functions such as giving instruction, checking understanding, giving praise, correcting mistake, keeping students engagement, and then closing utterances. Also, the lecturer used role-playing teaching model so that we can practice the utterances and we know why we use that utterances because we have analyzed it before. And then after learning this course, I realized that our speaking is our identity. Of course, it is impactful in a society like when communicating with others. I try to choose the language that's suitable with who I'm speaking to, and I could manage the class when teaching because I know my power. And then beside the benefits I got from this course, I also face some problems during this course. The main problem is being critical. It's kinda hard for me, like I have to criticize what I speak, what's the function of my speaking, and then I couldn't spontaneously be critical. I need more time. And the other problem is when connecting this course with the foundation functional grammar, that of course in the previous semester that I have never understood enough. But yeah, give up and staying in confusing zone is not my style. So I tried to study the FFG again so that when connecting it with the CLA, I could follow the flow. So the only solution is study hard. And then talking about CLA and the teaching, inspired by the first webinar on how to be an ideal English teacher, I realized that an ideal teacher is adaptive, reflective, and then impactful. In my future classes, I want to encourage critical language awareness by inviting students to explore different modes of communication, not just grammar but meaning, like using multimodal materials like videos or memes. And I will guide students to think critically about tone, context, and purpose. I will also encourage them to reflect on how their own utterances in class express politeness, assertiveness, or empathy. The goal is to empower them with critical awareness and help them develop their unique voices. So, in conclusion, this course taught me to look at language as more than just communication. It is a form of power and identity. By being aware of this, I can become a more responsible and reflect and effective as English teacher. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your nice attention, and I do apologize for all of my mistakes. So the last I say, no ending without meeting, no closing without opening. Forgive me for everything because I'm just human being. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.